Oh, it's the No Face Movement. It's May the 2nd, 2013. I'm bringing you weather news for space and Earth. Let's get into it real fast. There's a fireside eruption yesterday on May the 1st, and it's not coming towards Earth. It's a good thing. It was X class, but you can check it out here. I'm going to have the links at the bottom, or go to my front page, spaceweather.com. I got warnings and watches for X class solar flares, like I told you guys last week when we were looking at the sun and all the sunspots on stereo image B. It's already occurring. 1728, we have nothing to worry about. 1730 could produce an M class. 1735, nothing to worry about. 1731, I'm putting warnings and watches though for the next 24 to 72 hours for X class solar flare. 1732, 1734, I'm putting warnings and watches all week for X class solar flare as these two sunspots will grow. We got one up in the northern limb that's going to start to grow in the next few days. Let's get to the bottom and scroll down. You can see the roar is getting hit right now by solar winds. And then we have a second solar wind coming in that's due for May the 3rd. As you can see this one, but there's three of them on this face of the sun. It's kind of unique. There's a face of coronal hose on the sun. Let's move on. When we go to the image, you can see the solar flare is going to hit our satellites and Venus. Now, there's a lot of things going on that's out of control, out of orbit. Mercury is picking up speed. Like I told you guys, I got warnings and watches for Wednesdays, Fridays, Sundays, and Tuesday. Well, let me repeat myself. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday for all year. And we're going to get into more in-depth videos with other videos later on today. I've been gone for a while. Been catching up with my classes and stuff, but let's just explain what's going on. Mercury takes 88 days to go around the sun and did it in 42 days. And now Mercury is going even faster. And it's possible that Mercury could go around the sun this time in 30 days. Alright, so it's causing a lot of things to go out of orbit. Venus is in the wrong place. Venus should be on this line. Alright, folks. It shouldn't be almost. It looks like it's heading towards Mercury. Alright, and that's very dangerous. Venus is getting closer and closer to the sun. That's why it's brighter and brighter. It's growing brighter. It's moving too close to Mercury. And it's all because of the elliptic plane. Another thing that's crazy is Mars. Mars should be going forward, but Mars here is going backwards. And been going backwards for the past 2 weeks. Earth ain't really here at 0 degrees. Earth is right now at 22 about 23 latitude. We're about to see a lot of chaotic stuff happening with Earth since we're entering the full sight of the elliptic plane. So I want everyone out there to be prepared. Bug out kids in your home and your place of business and be prepared. We'll go to Haarp, Alaska. We're seeing a lot of activities. This is the most activity that I've seen since last year. And before this was March 11th, 2011, when the 9.0 happened in Japan. Look how active Haarp is. Alright, folks. It's not just from Haarp itself, but it's also from the radiation that we're getting hit by from our sun. Solar winds are just as powerful as solar flare. Depends how big the coronal hole is and how long a solar wind is hitting the Earth, how many days, and been hitting days for the past few days. Alright, folks, when we go to Haarp status, I got warnings and watches for something major in the middle of America in the Central Plains, from Illinois to Wisconsin, Oklahoma to Texas, alright, to Arkansas, Missouri. I want people out there be prepared, bug out kits. I'm putting warnings and watches for the Central Plain, the New Midge Fault Line on high alert for massive earthquakes, for a massive storm within the next 7 days. So please be prepared. Alright, folks. When we come over here, I got warnings and watches for the Indian Ocean, China, all the way up to Japan. Alright, folks, where you see this red, put warnings and watches for moderate to major earthquake in the next 24 to 72 hours. And these are the areas. First off, we're going to start off with Asia. We got Japan, North and South Korea, China, Mongolia, Indonesia, Thailand, Papua New Guinea. Alright, definitely Thailand. You guys are in the gray. Alright, folks, the complete Indian Ocean and India. Warnings and watches. The northern tip of Australia. The Santa Cruz Islands, Fiji Islands, Hawaii. Then we got warnings and watches for moderate to major earthquake. Central America. Alright, folks. Brazil. Argentina. Colombia, Peru, Chile. Any people be prepared. Definitely off the coast of Chile. We might see 6.0. Want everyone out there, be prepared. When we look at the Canada things for X-rays and Y and Z's, are the incoming protons, electrons. It's off the chart right now because of the solar winds. As we scroll down, you can see the high and lows. What's going on? You can see the jet stream is all the way at the top. This white thing, the clouds, the water vapors. You see how it's moving along, and as we scroll down, you can see the higher degrees and stuff, but we're not on that right now. Let's move down. Let's go to the TEC map. Alright, there's a lot of electrons right around that region that I showed you. Definitely around Thailand, Papua New Guinea, India, China, Japan, Santa Cruz Island, north of Australia. I want everyone out there, be prepared. And around the north of South America, Central America, and down here by Peru and Chile. I want everyone out there, be prepared. Let's go to RSOE. Alright, we're going to start off with super volcanoes. And on April the 30th, the island of Thera, the Sanatorian volcano in Greece, was active. On May the 1st, 2013, Camp Flegra, Italy's Naples. On May the 1st, 2013, state of Wyoming, Yellowstone Cauldron. And May the 1st, 2013, Island Park Cauldron. And today, May the 2nd, 2013, it's been active every single day, the Long Valley Cauldron. The Pacific South is seeing Zane as a tropical depression. Is it going to pick up? Alright, folks, let's get to 4.0 and above and volcano earthquakes. We had a 3.3 Turkey on a volcano, 3.2 Turkey on a volcano. We had a 4.4 Iran, 4.6 Iran, 3.6 Chile on a volcano, 5.1 Iran, 5.2 Iran, 4.2 Russia, 3.8 Chile on a volcano, 4.0 Greece, 3.1 Mexico on a volcano, 2.3 United States Alaska on a volcano, 4.6 Indonesia, 3.0 South America Bolivia on a volcano, 3.9 4.0 California, 3.9 4.0 California, 2.8 California, 3.1 Alaska on a volcano, 4.2 Iran on a volcano, 4.1 Iran on a volcano, 5.7 Japan, 5.7 Japan, 4.5 Iran, 4.9 Iran, 2.0 California on a volcano, 2.0 California on that Long Valley Cauldron, 2.8 Alaska, 3.5 Chile on a volcano, and a 2.2 United States Alaska on a volcano. Alright, folks, and we got Haarp active. We got incoming solar flares. Since we can't really see it there, let's go to the world map. Let's pause this for a second. Let me get you guys. Since we see Haarp active like never before, we see Haarp status from May the 1st at 7:25 Pacific time. Active crazy in the middle of the United States of America. We're going to put warnings and watches out for moderate to major earthquake, a major storm for Central America. The Central Plains in the United States of America. Put warnings and watches for moderate to major earthquake anywhere in the Pacific Basin. That goes for Alaska, west coast of Canada, east coast of Canada, west coast of the United States, east coast of the United States, and the New Mitch Fault Line. Warnings and watches for Greenland, Iceland, all the way down to the Caribbean, Central America, all of South America. Warnings and watches for moderate to major earthquake, Russia, China, Mongolia, North and South Korea, Japan, Thailand, definitely Indonesia and Thailand, Papua New Guinea, and North Australia and South of India, and the Indian Ocean. Warnings and watches for moderate to major earthquake. When we go to Entacast, alright, we're seeing a system picking up in the south, and then we see another system in the south that just broke off around Florida. It's coming back around. This system's going to intensify, folks. And then we have another system that's coming out the Pacific. It's dying down, but it's going to pick up moisture and stuff. Once it goes over land, it's going to bring all that moisture. It's going to collide with this storm. So warnings and watches for Florida. It's going to make its way. Then I got warnings and watches for Portugal, Spain, and France in the next 24 to 72 hours. Definitely North to South America, warnings and watches as there's a non-stop stream coming from central of Africa. Warnings and watches for all these little storms around the Indian Ocean in the middle. Then you can see the tropical system out here, folks. So everyone out there, be prepared. And pretty soon we're going to start looking at the Atlantic as the system's going to start changing our jet stream. And we're about to see hurricane season, I think, quite early this year. Even in the Gulf of Mexico, I think it's going to start off before any other place. Alright, folks, I want everyone out there to be prepared for this year's hurricane season. Tornadoes, all these storms are going to be intensified, crazy. Alright, let's go current loops. Let's scroll down. Let's see if we see any Haarp rings. You can see this giant system. Alright, we see Haarp right in the middle. Let me pause this, get this back on. You see Haarp, Alaska, crazy like never before since March the 11th, 2011, since the 9.0. Look at Haarp status. You can see Central Plains, the United States of America, crazy. Alright, folks, warning all the way up in the red, people, all the way to Michigan. Alright, now when we go to Intercast, you can see the system right here. The system's going to pack a whammy. Warnings and watches for Chicago next 24 to 72 hours. Warnings and watches for all of Wisconsin and the North Peninsula of Michigan. Warnings and watches for Missouri. All Missouri next 24 to 72 hours. Idaho. Warnings and watches for Kansas right now for next 24 to 72 hours. And there's Haarp rings within the system. Warnings and watches for Nebraska for next 24 to 72 hours. Warnings and watches for Texas. Look at all these Haarp rings down in Texas, folks. And south of Texas on the border of Mexico. Central Texas. Look at all these Haarp rings. North of Texas. Warnings and watches. Warnings and watches for Louisiana. You see Haarp rings right there. There's an outbreak of Haarp rings all through the south. Goes for Louisiana, Mississippi. We got Georgia, Alabama, definitely Florida underneath the gun for the next 24 to 72 hours, probably longer. The system is going to make its way. We got warnings and watches for 48 hours plus for Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, West Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. We got warnings and watches up here around Montana. Look at all these Haarp rings, folks. Warnings and watches for Wyoming, right in the central Wyoming. Let's scroll up, folks. That's it for all the Haarp rings, but this is amazing. The system's going to make its way up. And warnings and watches for all the Northeast for the next 48 to 72 hours. This is a severe system that we're about to see come through next day, folks. So be prepared. Definitely Chicago for tornadoes. Be prepared definitely for Missouri, all Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, definitely Louisiana, definitely Texas, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida. You guys are underneath the gun. They should be showing another system right out here that broke off from this. It's a major system. They're only showing parts. Look how big these Haarp rings are. We might even have some tropical activity, people. I want everyone out there to be prepared. Bug out kits in your home and your place of business. You never know when a national disaster or catastrophic event could happen. Please rate, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, on astrology and astronomy. Well, sorry, I'm used to saying no Facebook. Follow me on Mystique's channel. If you're hearing this on Mystique, follow me on astrology and astronomy. We're seeing an outbreak. Look at all these Haarp rings. Please subscribe, stay up to date. I'm going to bring more videos later on today. I've been gone for a minute, but I'm back, folks. We got Haarp rings right here in Oklahoma. Haarp rings all through Texas, See where this intensifies? That's Haarp rings, 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 Haarp rings. All the way down to Cuba, Mexico, Haarp rings right down there. Haarp rings, Wyoming. Haarp rings right there in Kansas. Haarp ring right here in Louisiana. Haarp rings right up here. This system is going to intensify. We got a lot of activity too, satellite activity all through the Northeast. So be prepared, folks. It's the movement moving up.